Welcome to our podcast. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic, the Windows Subsystem for Linux 2, or WSL2.
Thanks for having me. WSL2 really opens the door for a seamless experience running Linux on Windows.
Absolutely. Could you explain what the WSL2-Linux-Kernel repo includes?
Sure, it contains the source code and configuration files specifically designed for the WSL2 kernel.
Interesting. What should users do if they encounter bugs?
They should report issues on the WSL GitHub project instead of the WSL2-Linux-Kernel project.
Is there a different process for reporting security bugs?
Yes, there are separate processes for regular bugs and security bugs to ensure proper handling.
What about feature requests? How can listeners propose new features?
They can request features directly on the WSL GitHub project to be considered.
And for those interested in contributing, what's the possible route?
If they can code, they're encouraged to submit their changes upstream.
Now, let's get technical. Can you tell us how to build a WSL2 kernel?
Of course. It starts with installing the build dependencies like Build Essential and Flex.
Sounds technical. What's the next step after installing dependencies?
You can optionally modify the WSL2 kernel configs with a command before building.
So, building the kernel involves a series of commands?
Exactly. You use make commands to build the kernel and install modules.
And that's crucial for getting everything set up properly, right?
Correct. After building, there's even a script to create a VHDX file for the modules.
What about cleaning up after building? Is that an essential step?
Definitely. Cleaning up helps save space by removing unnecessary compilation artifacts.
What if someone wants to build the modules VHDX manually?
They can do that too. It involves calculating module sizes and managing an image file.
That sounds quite involved. And how do listeners get started with a custom-built kernel?
They should check out documentation on the .wsl config file for guidance.
This has been incredibly insightful. Any closing thoughts on WSL2?
WSL2 really bridges the gap for developers, making Linux more accessible on Windows.
Thank you for sharing your expertise. It sounds like WSL2 is a game changer.
Thank you. It's all about making tech work for everyone.
And to our listeners, stay curious and keep exploring these exciting technologies.